What is happening, Crocodile? My name is Drei and welcome back to another video. Now before anything else, if you're not subscribed yet, come on man, hit that subscribe button and then hit that little notification bell to be updated every time I upload a new video. Now if you're into some cool outfit photos, coffee brewing, or just general wacky stuff, then do follow me on Instagram, that's at justplaindrei, and there will be a link in the description box below as well. Alright, I'm gonna be honest with you. For the longest time, I've actually always wanted to try styling a barong, but really I didn't really know how to go about it yet. But as luck would have it, while I was scrolling down on Instagram, I did find a brand that gave me a little bit, if not a lot, of inspiration. And that brand is called Hubadero Studio. And all my Filipino speakers out there, yep, that's the name of the brand. And really what got me excited about styling a barong was their take on it, which they called the modern barong. Now, quick little disclaimer, this video is not sponsored by Hubadero Studio. I did purchase their modern barong with my own money. I just honestly really like the piece, which is why I'm featuring it in this video. I always found the barong to be a really cool looking piece, but culturally here in the Philippines, it seemed to be really outdated. But I just think the barong has so much more potential, especially now in the fashion and the style scene. I think there are just so many different ways you could take it and style it, not just in a formal way, but even in a casual way. So in this video, I'm going to be showing you 5 different outfits, 5 different ways to style a barong. So with all that being said, let's get on to the first outfit. Right off the bat, for this first outfit, we're gonna go with something definitely very much so me when it comes to style. So as you can see right here, we got the modern barong from Hubadero Studio, and honestly, I love this piece. For the most part, it does feel and look like a regular barong, but the cut definitely is different. First things first, you are gonna notice that this barong does have a revere collar, which I think is really cool, and the cut of it is a little bit more boxy than a traditional barong, which honestly I think is the icing on the cake and really what makes this piece stand out and makes it what they would call a modern barong. And really is one of the main things that really stood out to me when it comes to this piece. I love the aesthetic of the boxier cut, definitely gives you that more stylish and high fashion vibe as opposed to a regular barong. Now on top of the boxier cut, you might notice that it is also a little bit cropped. Nothing too drastic, but again for the size, in terms of the width and how wide it definitely is more cropped proportionally, which I really like. Because y'all already know that I love oversized pieces, and then that coupled with a boxier cut and a little bit of a crop, I think is perfection. And then speaking of the cut and the fit, it is an oversized fit. Now for sizing, this does come in 2 different sizes, the medium and the large. And because I wanted a little bit more of a wider and boxier fit and a little bit more of an oversized fit, I went with the large just to be sure, and it worked out perfect for me. But if you're not sure about the sizes, then they do have a size guide. Just message them on their Instagram. I will link to their Instagram down below in the description box, and feel free to send them a message. Now of course, the other thing that I love so much about this piece is the print on the sleeves. I think the color that they chose is nice, kind of brown, works as a perfect accent, and the print I think just looks really cool. You got this image of Mother Mary on it and then some thorns around the sleeve. I think it just looks fantastic, and I think whether or not you're religious or a Catholic or a Christian, that stylistically you can definitely still appreciate the look of this piece. And then on the inside, to kind of switch it up, for all my Filipinos out there who have worn a barong or have seen a barong being styled, you do know that it's usually styled with a white t-shirt just right under it. But of course, you know me, I had to throw on the tank top, and I think it looks fantastic. But yeah, it's a lot more fresco and fresh, and I think from a style standpoint, it definitely does take it to a whole nother level and definitely does subvert expectations, because again, most people would assume that you would style this with a plain shirt. And then for the pants, you have seen this in my other videos before. These are my wide cut trousers from Zara. Now I just love the overall vibe that these pants bring to the whole outfit. I think it gives the overall outfit just a fantastic look with the tank top and it being tucked in, and then of course it being high-waisted is just the icing on the cake. Definitely gives you that very 70s kind of rock star vibe, which I really like, and it's definitely up my alley when it comes to my style. And then for the shoes, we got my favorite boots. Again, you already know I love pairing these boots with wide cut trousers. Again, of course, for that very vintage 70s vibe, which I really like. And I think these boots and the heels on these boots definitely does complement the overall vibe of the outfit, which is basically styling up the barong a little more from the very stereotypical way that it's usually styled. From a style standpoint, I think the boots definitely do elevate the look of the barong that much more. But yeah, overall, I love this outfit and definitely a very cool, new, stylish look for the barong. Overall, a fantastic outfit. Let's move on to outfit numero dos. Now for this next outfit, we are going to go a little bit more for a cleaner look, with it almost being all white. Now I know for some people it is a little bit daring to go almost all white, if not all white, but trust me when I say that it does look good, and something that I highly recommend you experiment with and definitely do try out. For our top, again, you can see we got the modern barong, and then on the inside we just get a plain white shirt, this time tucked out, to give it a little bit more of that fresh kind of free vibe. And then for the pants, we got another wide cut trouser. This one is not as wide as the previous one, but definitely still on the wider side of things, which I think looks really good with this outfit. Now, as to where I got these specific pair of pants, it's a pair of pants from an old suit that I had. Now, I do have them cuffed a little bit to give it a little bit more of a cropped vibe. And then for the shoes, we got my loafers from Dune. Overall, I love this outfit, and definitely a much more casual vibe than what most people would be used to seeing with a Barong, because again, mostly the Barong is worn in very formal occasions. So yeah, I love this casual take on it. Definitely does bring out the more chill vibe of the Barong. Super cool outfit. Let's move on to outfit numero 3. Now for this outfit, we are going to go a little bit more for that monochromatic vibe. For our top, again, the modern Barong. And then on the inside, we're throwing on the tank top again, but this time tucked out. Letting it just flow gives it a little bit more of a casual look and gives it that more laid back vibe. And then for the pants, I got a pair of pleated trousers. Now for all those who have watched my previous video, I did review the Cruise pleated trousers. I highly recommend you check out that video. But interestingly enough, these trousers actually did not come from Cruise. And I do have a lot of pretty strong opinions on these trousers, and maybe I'll make a dedicated video for them. Let me know in the comment sections below if that's something you want to see. But yeah, I do love the color on these pants. It's nice kind of khaki brown color, definitely playing in that same tone as the beige of the Barong. Because again, we are going for a little bit more of that monochromatic look. And then for the shoes, again, we got the boots, being the perfect accent for the overall high fashion vibe of this look. So this is kind of my more high fashion take on the Barong. I think it's a super cool outfit, very chill, yet still very dressed up. You got the nice accent of the pleats on the pants, and then of course the boots always just elevating the look. Now overall, I love the colors on this outfit, and not just from a general perspective, but mainly also because it kind of reminds me of my old grade school uniform. Now unfortunately, I can't really find a photo of that old uniform, but basically it was this kind of beige, almost off-white short sleeve polo, and then a white shirt on the inside, and then for the pants we had brown trousers, and then of course a standard black leather school shoes. Kind of feels like a more stylish take on that old uniform. I think this outfit is really cool. Let's move on to the next outfit. Now I know somebody's gonna ask, so I figured might as well try it out. Drei, can you style a Barong with sneakers? And my answer to that is I think so. For this next outfit, I am styling the Barong with my favorite black Chucks. Of course, again, these are the Converse 70s. So you can see, again, we got the Hubadero Studio Modern Barong. And then for the inside, again, we got our tank top to kind of go with that even more casual vibe of the sneakers. And again, just like that monochromatic outfit, I really do like how the Barong is a little bit shorter than the tank top. So you do get a little bit of that play on the layers, with the white of the tank top peeking out from the bottom of the Barong just a little bit, which I think is really cool. And then for our pants, we got a medium wash blue jean from Wrangler. Again, these are my wider cut pair that I had tailored to get them shorter, and it came back with a little bit of a flare, a little bit of a bell bottom, which I think just looks really cool. And with it being a little bit more on the crop side, I think it works perfectly with my high cut Chucks. Again, for our shoes here, we got the high cut Converse 70s. And I think overall this outfit really does work. Definitely a more casual vibe, and really here I'm treating the modern Barong basically as a short sleeve shirt, which really, if you think about it, that is what it is. It's just made out of a different material than what you're used to seeing when it comes to shirts, which is why I think what limits a lot of people when it comes to trying to style the Barong is the mindset that it's only for formal occasions, or culturally it's just too formal to be wearing out casually anyways, which I think is not the case, because the Barong to me is just such a cool piece. And especially so with this modern Barong from Hubadero Studio, when it comes to the overall cut and the fit, and of course the nice details with the designs on the sleeves. I think it just looks fantastic. So yeah, this is my Barong outfit with sneakers. Let me know in the comment sections below if you think it works or if you think it absolutely doesn't. I think it does. I think it looks pretty cool. Now let's move on to our last outfit. Now, of course, I couldn't go out and make a ways to style a Barong video without really doing the classic way that the Barong is styled, but of course with a little bit of a Drei twist. So taking a look at this outfit, of course, it looks very familiar. So we got the modern Barong here for our top, and then on the inside, we got a tucked in crew neck white shirt. For this particular outfit, I do have it unbuttoned. And then of course, just how you usually would, I got the plain white shirt tucked into my black trousers. Yep, the Barong usually is styled with plain black trousers. In my case, I do have my wide cut black trousers with the stripe on the side. I think the trousers being a little bit of a wider cut definitely does elevate the look a little bit more and gives it a little bit more of a modern stylish look, as opposed to just a regular slim straight cut pair of trousers. And then for the shoes, I didn't want to go with a stereotypical brogue or Oxford that you usually style with the Barong, so I threw on my favorite boots. And I think not only does it give you a little bit of a dressier vibe, but it definitely gives it a lot more of a stylish look in my opinion. And honestly, I really like this look. Seeing the Barong styled this way, again with all my jewelry, with the boots, and then having it open, you can see the necklace here in the center. I think all the little details definitely do come together to modernize this look and give an old look and style a little bit of a breath of fresh air and generally just some life to it. And that about does it for that last outfit. So yeah guys, that's my take on ways to style a barong. Let me know in the comment sections below what you guys think. Did you like the outfits? Did you not like the outfits? Did you have a specific favorite one? Did you have one that you absolutely hated? Definitely do let me know in the comment sections below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Also do let me know in the comment sections below, what do you think about wearing the barong? Is it something you want to try getting into, or something just way too old-fashioned for you? So yeah, again, let me know in the comment sections below. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I hope I was able to inspire you to take the barong and take it to another level, or at least put it into your wardrobe or put it into your rotation. And I really do hope that I've inspired you to try styling the barong yourself. Now again, of course, this video was not sponsored by Hubadero Studio, but I do recommend you check them out. I'll leave a link to their Instagram in the description box below. Really cool stuff. I absolutely love this modern barong, and I highly do recommend it. If you like this video, then definitely do smack that like button down there. It really does help me out a lot. And again, I'm not just saying that. It really does help me out a lot with the YouTube algorithm. So do take a couple of seconds, scroll down there, and just click that like button. If you know anybody else who'd like this video, or generally just my stuff, your brother, your sister, your lola, your tita, your tita, or anybody else who'd like my stuff, then definitely do share this video to them. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Stay creative, keep making, and until next time, see you later, crocodile.